Taking a look at today's equity index futures markets. Let's check in on the S&P 500 future today as it's up on the session, trying to hold on to a gain. We did see it higher and then a little bit of selling pressure late in the session, but currently right at around this 4178 level. And if we're able to hold here, that would technically be a new all-time closing high, taking out the high that we did see on April 16th, which was 4176.5. But basically at all-time highs with today's price action. And when you look at some of the factors, I think a couple of things come to mind. Earnings season really kicking into high gear this week, and I think that the expectations are increasing as we move into the earnings cycle. So I think that's helping to support some momentum here, at least initially in the week, and couple that with economic activity. We continue to see stories coming out about the service industry, particularly where we're seeing a pickup in restaurant activity and things of that nature here in the United States. We got a little hesitation last week as far as the global perspective to the COVID-19 storyline. It has taken a step back in many parts of the globe. And that caused some hesitation in the equity indexes, I believe, and the equity index futures markets. But as we move through the week and we continue to see this momentum in the U.S. and the economic numbers continuing to be pretty positive, I think these are all feeding into why we're seeing this strength continue today for most of the equity index futures markets. Now, I do want to point out the Dow futures are actually lower on the session, so we did see them give up a little ground today, a rotation into maybe the small caps or tech sector and out of the industrial names, at least for today. And I also want to point out that even though we're seeing the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 future basically near or at all-time highs, and the Dow futures for that matter, but giving up ground today, the Russell futures really were the strongest performer once again today. However, if you look at them relative to where their all-time high is in March, they're still well below their all-time high. So they're lagging as far as recent performance, but today's price action, we did see the Russell futures outperform the rest of the equity index futures markets for a second day.